Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to an Easter Sunday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parrish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedist, go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parrish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and On Fire Athletes platform powered by Gamecoin. Okay, y'all, happy Easter Sunday. I hope it's a great day. Great weekend for everybody. Beautiful sunshiny day today. Go this way. Drew's here. Go this way, bud. Go this way. All right, everybody. As is customary here on holidays, not going to do a super long show, but just pop it in as always to say good morning. Certainly a disappointing final game of the series for LSU. For the Tigers against against Alabama. You know, but I think the disappointing game 3 result, but I think the series went pretty much how we assumed it would whenever Alabama made the decision to pitch backwards. So LSU had their ace, Kate Anderson, going on in game 1 on what was a bullpen day really for Alabama, and LSU won that one, had a rally to win it, but won it. Game 2, you had two really good arm talents. And each team's number 2, Ianson, going against Riley Quick, close game. You won it 4-3 at home, slight edge. And then in game 3, it was your number 3 against their number 1. And so Slade Adams got the win, and Tigers lost game 3. So you won 2 out of 3. You won the series. You keep pacing for what we keep talking about there, which is 20-10. And now the toughest stretch of your entire season comes. You got Tennessee at home, then you're at Texas A&M, then you're home against Arkansas. And these next 3 weeks, next 12 games, will really go a long way to determining what LSU's path to the postseason will be. So, hey, bud. Go this way. So anyway, thankfully, I love that the SEC did this years ago, where they moved all the Easter weekend series Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so everybody has Easter off. Go this way. I do have a lot of great memories, though, as a kid at our family's crawfish boil and listening to LSU baseball on the radio, but better this way. So anyway, some quick good mornings here. Hey, Gorilla, good morning. Hey, Cartel Bo, good morning. Shalom. Bubba Tatum, good morning. Happy Easter. Jesse Brown, good morning. Happy Easter to you and yours. Hey, Bubba. Thomas, good morning. Joseph, what's going on? Gorilla. So do we think Brown should be in the lineup? If I would encourage you, if you have the interest and didn't see it yesterday, to go watch the post game show on Locked on LSU. As soon as the game went final, I went live. Did not intend to do this, but within the first 60 seconds, I just blew a gasket about the Jake Brown thing. He comes off the bench, he homers and triples. There's just no explanation. There is no justification for having Jake Brown on the bench. There's none. There's no justification. He is one of your best players. He's a 5-tool guy. He can hit for average to all fields. He can hit for power to all fields. His homer was to the opposite field. His triple was to right center. He showed off his speed by legging out a triple on that gapper. He's your best option defensively in right field. There's just no justification. You're choosing to bench one of your best players when he doesn't play. So anyway. There you go. No, I know, man. Caleb, good. It was certainly a rant, and I had two of them last night on Locked On. I got a little passionate last night. Hi, go this way. You want to come say good morning? Oh, Erica, can you check his bottom? Look at it. Randall, good morning. Not usually angry on Sunday morning, but with LSU struggling at the plate for weeks now, Jake Brown not being in the lineup seems like self-destruction at this point. But by the way, that's something some bald-headed, bearded, red-faced, angry guy's been yelling about for weeks now. While a lot of people said, Josh Pearson's clutch and Ethan Fry's been great so far. And I've been like, okay, great. And Josh Pearson is a career 250 hitter who's had clutch moments, who's hitting about 220 right now in league play. And Ethan Fry has seen his average drop about 100 points, more than 100 points in the last 3 weeks. So, but what do I know? Christian, what did Drew get in his Easter basket? Easter Bunny was very good to Drew. He got a new little table and chair for his little play area. He got a new Elmo doll, it does all the colors, and stuff like that, blue and orange. And he got some new picture blocks with all his favorite people on them. He likes to look at those. And there was some other stuff in his basket, some books that they'll play with. And Drew doesn't eat or so no candy or anything like that for Drew. So the Easter Bunny, I think, did good in other ways for Drew. Guess Bama's burning on both ends of sporting. Sean, happy Easter. Really seemed like we're just going through the motions yesterday. That will not work against the Aggies or Falls. Sean, I don't know. Look, man, I don't know that I agree with that. I think sometimes, you tip your cap again, like that. The guy you faced yesterday, Slade Adams, was their Friday night guy. They pitched backwards. You were going against their best guy yesterday, and you ended up having a bullpen day. You 7 guys out of the bullpen. So, if you had reversed it and he was pitching on Thursday against Cade Anderson, this would have been a bullpen day for both sides. So it kind of went the way it did. I mean, Coach Vaughn from Bama took a risk. He said, look, we're kind of conceding game 1. Hope we can get game 2 behind Riley quick and have an advantage in game 3. Well, it went that way, except LSU managed to win game 2 4-3. So you won a 1-run game, real close game. Hey, Sean. Yeah, man, for sure. Thank you. The GOAT, Tennessee plays Kentucky today. Are they the only one that's, or did that get postponed because of weather? I guess it couldn't have gotten postponed because of weather. Or maybe, you know what it is? I think the league gives everyone the option to play Thursday, Friday, Saturday if they want. I'm almost positive that's what it is now. Aaron, what's going on? Happy Easter. JV, what's going on? Happy Easter. Rick Kelly, Matt, you're right about playing Brown every day. Only thing I would do is play Larson midweek, keep engaged. Yeah, I don't think you. I understand, but Rick, I don't think that's the approach you take. It's not you play somebody to keep him engaged for next year. You're trying to win now. I understand that thought. It's just the wrong approach. Like, you're trying to win now. You're trying to win a championship this year. So what's your role this year? And you worry about next year. So when the season's over, then you go have the conversation with Larson or anybody else to say, what, by the way, Larson got in the game in game 3 and struck out twice. So it was very much pressing. All right, in game 2, after the home run in game 1. And he struck out twice. Like, he was pressing. So I like Ashton Larson. I think he's a really good player and could certainly be a starter next year. Like, Stanfield's gone next year. Curiel goes to center. Brown will be a starter at one corner outfield spot. Curiel will be in center, and then you'll need a starter at the other outfield spot. Maybe that's Ashton Larson. Don't know. Hope he comes back. Would love to see it. Hey, Brad, good morning. Milton Burrell, happy Easter. LMA would lose or LeBron. Are you talking about LeBron James or Justin LeBron? If you're talking about LeBron James, I'm not sure why. Because I'm not. Maybe there was NBA playoffs yesterday. I don't know. Like, we were at Family Crawfish Bowl yesterday, and I was totally just locked into baseball. Let me see if that's what you meant. Did the Lakers lose yesterday? The Lakers did lose to Minnesota. Wow. Happy Easter, Rick. Hey, John, happy Easter. Patrick, wish Musso happy. I love that. I love that Musso's out here catching strays on Morning Scone. It's just so good. Hey, Aaron. Good morning. Go this way, Lou. Matt didn't mean to fire up on Locked On. I was joking with boys in chat. My bad. Yes, if LSU win anything, Shorts plays a major role. You're good, Lou. I was in a. I was in a mood, man. You know, we're talking about Locked On last night. So, and it wasn't even. I mean, Lou, you allowed me your comment allowed me the opportunity to talk a little bit about the pitching staff, but it was the Jake Brown not playing, and then there was somebody at the end, some guy with a fake name who was in there cursing and being rude and everything. So I had to tell that guy off, and he's also just not very smart. You're fine, Lou, but thank you, though, man. I appreciate you. Manny, heard Jay got a brown egg for Easter. A sign. Chuck, what's going on, man? Happy Easter to you. Hunter, good morning. Duval, good morning. Who do you want the Saints to draft at 9 on Thursday? Yeah, man. So I've said all along, there's only two things I would not be okay with. One would be taking Ashton Genty. Two would be trading up. Because you have so many needs, you can't give up future draft capital, especially future first-round draft capital. So anything else they do at 9, I'm going to be perfectly fine with because you need everything. I would love a dream scenario where someone like Mason Graham from Michigan, the defensive tackle, were available. Because I think he's the best defensive tackle in the draft. And I think a big part of the defensive issues the Saints have had have stemmed from the inability to stop the run. When they were great defensively was when they had that long streak of not allowing a 100-yard rusher. Last year, they were second to last in the NFL in rush defense. I think if you get someone like Graham, you pair him with Brzee, you're starting to remake the middle of your defense. And I think that would be a great way to go. Stone Musso, happy 420, puff for Jesus. Okay. That's where we are. Hey, Quentin, good morning. Brad, good morning. You always take off. No, I think the last maybe 3 years we've taken off for Good Friday. We didn't for a lot of years and made the decision a few years ago that we would start. Hey, Brock, good morning. Yes, sir. Billy, okay, Mississippi State, Florida is today as well. I think that's it. I think the league gives you the option to play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Easter weekend if you want. DA, Matt team is capable of beating every SEC team, but all these talented, disciplined batters we have, leaving 2 to 3 base runners stranded almost every inning costs us big time. So one thing, okay, I would love to see them come through in more situations for sure. Please remember, everybody strands runners on base every game. That's just the nature of baseball, right? The old adage is you fail 70% of the time, you're in the Hall of Fame. So, I mean, Bama, yesterday, LSU left 6 on base. Alabama left 14 on base. So in your mind, you think it's terrible. It's not. You're always going to leave runners on base. It's just the nature of it. You're not going to score every time you get someone on. What I think you have to focus on in a team offensive concept is when you get a runner to third base with less than 2 outs, you've got to get that runner home. Like, as the hitter, your approach is, I've got to put the ball on the ground to the right side, or I've got to put it in the air to the outfield to get that run home. Base hit would be awesome, but bare minimum, that's what you have to do because you've got to score that run. If you got first and second and you hit into a ground ball double play, that actually happened yesterday. That stinks, but that's baseball. Sometimes they're going to make a play and happens. I'd be more disappointed. I'm more disappointed when it's self-inflicted wounds, when you run yourself out of innings and things like that, when you don't play a team concept. James Dean, early look. How do you feel about Tennessee next weekend? I think Tennessee is the most talented team in college baseball this year. You're going to see 4 or 5 arms that throw 100. They went into the portal and nailed it again. They take a different approach from LSU. You've seen Jay go and get 10 players. Tennessee will go take all of their NIL money and sink it into 3 or 4 elite level players. And they did that again. So I love that it's at home. I love that LSU has fared well against Friday night elite level pitching. Kyson Witherspoon's a great arm from Oklahoma. You fared well against him. Pico Khan from Mississippi State. You fared well against him. I think by and large, LSU has done well against elite arms, and you're going to see another one in Doyle on Friday when Tennessee comes here. So, we'll see how it goes. But Tennessee lost a home series to Texas A&M. Tennessee went on the road to Ole Miss. They lost the middle game, but they won game 1 3-2. It was a low scoring game. Game 3 was tied at 7 in the 8th inning. They ended up winning 10-8. So they're a really good team, make no mistake. But they are a beatable team too. So you'll take your best. Go play your best. Mo Boudreaux, fly high too. Absolutely. Happy Easter. Star Hill Sunners, funny how Carr hasn't made any comments. Shows you what kind of person or teammate he is. What I would say this, and I don't necessarily have a feeling for or against him, but what would you want him to say? That would be my one thing. I don't know what I think organizationally is more where I'd rather hear where they are, what they'd rather be. And Mickey Loomis will meet with reporters, the Wednesday before the draft. It's customary, like the GM has to have a press conference before, which is always one of the most mindless things. Why would any front office executive give you any strategy go the day before the draft? But I'm sure he'll be asked about Carr at that point, so we'll hear him say something. Any word on men's basketball or football transfer portal? So, we've been talking about the basketball portal. LSU's got one of the top. I see what the rankings are now. Top 5-4 transfer portal class in the country in basketball. And football, no word on any targets for additions. You've had a couple of guys enter so far, but John Emery was one, which we knew, and then Javen Nicholas, the receiver, is the other. That's it so far. Manny, what do you think about Milam, Hernandez, and Jones in mini slumps? Yeah, the one that concerns me is Jones, because you're starting to see a lot of the swing and miss again. And that was the problem Jones had early in his career, which he had really eliminated up until this point in the season. He was willing to take his walks. He would take a pitch, high and away, and he would just bloop it into right field for a single to get on base. And I think as he struggled, he's pressing a little bit. The swing and the miss is the only concerning thing. Milam hit a 3-run homer on Thursday, which gave you the lead. He's clutch and still awesome, and is a great player. And Hernandez has been right there with Stanfield, behind Stanfield as your leading hitter in SEC play. So I think he's fine. Zachary, morning, Matt. Happy Easter. What do you think is going through Jay's mind not starting Brown? Jay has, listen, every coach has an affinity for certain players, and Jay believes in Ethan Fry. And I want to be, when I talk about this, I want to be so clear, because I don't want there to be any type of feeling that I'm saying like anything about Fry or Pearson. I think both of those guys should play. I think both have shown you they're capable. What's very obvious about Ethan Fry is he's much better against lefties than righties. And you saw that in this series. Game 1, he started against a righty. He was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts before he did single against the righty, but then they went to a lefty, and that's when he homered opposite field and drew a walk. It's just very obvious. Like, Ethan Fry is he's been so far much better in SEC play against lefties and righties. Only when they've started letting him play every day have you seen his batting average now drop 100 points in league play. because he's facing lefties and righties. I think it's just Jay's commitment to Ethan Fry. What I would like to see them do, what I have said all along that I would like to see them do, is I think Jake Brown should be your everyday left or right fielder, and I think you should platoon Pearson and Fry lefty righty at DH. That's what I think you should do. That's what I would love to see them do, but I still don't think that's what Jay is going to do, because he has a very firm belief clearly in Ethan Fry. And I do think, by the way, Fry has the potential, the body, the skill set to be a big leaguer. Like, I think he has that. But your objective at LSU isn't to produce big leaguers. Your objective at LSU is to win games at LSU. So not playing one of your best players hinders your ability to win games at LSU. And I think that's a problem. Hey, Mo, let's say I feel good about Doyle and Phillips. Our batters put up good ABs most of the time. And the way you get to these guys by forcing them to throw strikes and get their pitch count up. We'll see what the approach is, Mo. I like that approach. And LSU has been good at times, showing like they don't strike out and they can work a count. But then there's instances where, like we saw, against Auburn in game 2, sometimes the scouting report is, hey, you're facing a strike thrower who throws strikes early and counts, get on him early. And then you end up seeing guys cruise if you end up hitting a lot of fly ball outs and getting yourself out of innings early. So I'll be curious to see what the approach is at the plate this weekend. Let's see, Mark, I understand the idea of left-righty platoons. Isn't it kind of pointless without quick starters come out of the game? Can be. But then sometimes you'll have starters extend, and then you go to the middle innings, and that's when you go to your bench, which Jay's done a good job of doing. It did in the series where you saw Jake Brown with a pinch hit homer. You saw Ashton Larson with a pinch hit homer. So if you get those matchups in the middle of a game and you need some offense, you can make that switch. All good. Stone Musa. Mac, Tennessee dropped the game versus Kentucky last night, scoring 1 run at home. Obviously a dangerous team, maybe not as dangerous as we thought a few weeks ago. The thing about Tennessee is, from what I've seen and from people that I trust have seen, it's like they are the most talented team in the country, but they don't always put it together. And so they are vulnerable, as we've seen. Hey, James, good morning. Paul, happy Easter. Mac, love seeing Cruz get right with 2 bombs versus Dolander yesterday. Definitely love to see Dylan Cruz get rolling. Mo, what's going on? And Stone Musso, to put a button on it. Okay, y'all, thanks for being there. Let's get out of here. Y'all have an awesome Easter. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, great celebration. Hope you get to enjoy family. And remember why we celebrate on Easter, and the resurrection of the promise of winning over death and evil, and that we will all rise again. So thanks for watching, y'all. All of our sponsors linked in the description on YouTube, tagged on Facebook, and we'll see y'all. Have a great Easter. Peace, everybody. See ya.